This is the Mediterranean Sea, and that's me. In a manual rowboat, 100 miles offshore, no engine, no bathroom, and 100 miles left to go before we see land again. So how did I end up here? I'm not crazy. Okay, maybe I'm a little crazy. But I think even more than that, sometimes we need a little adventure in our lives. Whether it's getting out and doing that big trip, getting that out of the group chat, or signing up for that big race to challenge your body, or just getting rid of your phone and disconnecting for a minute. I think we're all seeking that type of excitement and adventure in our lives. And I happen to find that in a little thing called ocean rowing. Basically, back in 1890, these two crazy Norwegian dudes decided they wanted to take a regular old wooden rowboat all the way from New York City back to Europe. And after about 2 months at sea, they survived and made it to the shores of France, becoming the first team to cross an ocean in just a rowboat. They even jumped out of the ship they were taking on their way back to New York, which is truly insane. A totally separate story. Fast forward almost 100 years to 1969. Another crazy guy named John Fairfax, formerly a real-life pirate, and his girlfriend Sylvia Cook decided they wanted to cross the Atlantic too. After finding a builder, they made what looked like the kind of life raft boats you see on cruise ships, equipped with proper rolling row seats and a small area to sleep. With this successful crossing and these safer boats, ocean rowing in the modern era was born. About 2,000 people have crossed oceans and seas since then, and I wanted to attempt to get on that list. So how would I do it? Who has 60 days to row across an ocean? And where do I get one of those boats? That is where my friend David comes in.
Hi everyone, David from Noman.
Everybody, my name is David Winterflood. I'm David from Noman. Hello everyone, I'm David Winterflood, director of the Noman is an Island Race to End HPV campaign.
Every 2 years we undertake the Barcelona to Ibiza Row to End HPV. No engines or sails, just physical strength, mental fortitude and purpose in line with our goal of eliminating all HPV cancers worldwide. Tackling the Mediterranean in the Row to End HPV serves as a metaphor for our work, that we can overcome the most immense obstacles, but only when we work together towards that shared goal to do so. Sign up at nomancampaign.org.
Of course I signed up. Noman checked all of my ocean rowing boxes, from being less than 60 days at sea, to supplying the boats, to allowing participants that have no prior rowing experience. Might be me. But it was hard to get a spot on one of David's boats. And after 3 years and approximately 20 emails later, I got some pretty unexpected news myself. I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer at the age of 29.
Good morning, this message is for Brooke. I'm calling from Dr. Rogers' office.
Hi, good afternoon, Brooke. This is Yerlin calling back from Baptist South of South Florida.
Good morning, this message is for Miss Brooke King. My name is Joy. I'm an intake nurse at the Miami Cancer Institute.
This is Dr. Walsh from the Claimant Thyroid Center calling. I'm one of the surgeons. I was reaching out to talk with you and see if we could help you with your thyroid disease.
She's so angry today. I do think it's important to document this and see myself getting stronger and remember.
Of course, after my diagnosis, the last thing on my mind was rowing. But after undergoing some pretty intensive treatments, all I wanted was an opportunity not just to seek adventure, but to take back my body, trust my body again, and take back my health. So I thought about Noman, and in a last-ditch effort, I reached out to David one last time. Oh my God, you're never going to believe it. I reached back out for that rowing thing. They got me a spot. My scar's already healing beautifully. Now that I've come out and shared my journey and my diagnosis with thyroid cancer, it's been so encouraging and such a blessing to know that the people that I've met throughout my life just showed this amount of care and this amount of generosity. And 9 months ago, I was diagnosed with cancer. 7 months ago, I got treatment for that cancer, went under major surgery. And 3 months ago, I had my last big treatment and had radiation. And now I am sitting in an airport ready to get on a plane before I do one of the craziest adventures that I've done to date. David came through and they found me a boat. All that was left to do was to get my body back into fighting shape, learn to row, and to raise some funds.
Every time I close my eyes.
So I got it that way.
Every time I close my
The row that I'm doing, the Road to Remission, is coming up in July of 2025. The Road to Remission is not just for me trying to conquer my experience, it's actually a cancer foundation. So anyone who is interested in donating and helping folks, if anyone is interested in contributing, everything will go to research for these cancers.
Perfect. Love that. Thank you for doing that and being willing to speak to people about that. I think that's important.
So, after rowing 4+ hours every day and raising over $10,000 for this cause, I had a renewed strength. But ocean rowing's not just about physical strength, it's about crossing an ocean. So before I headed to Barcelona, there was one last thing I needed to do. Become extra comfortable being far, far away from land and become one with the water. We started with sea survival. From swimming drills to life raft procedures to man overboard recoveries and firing off distress signals, we had to get comfortable being uncomfortable.
This honestly is life-saving stuff.
The entire point of training was simple. Prepare for the worst case scenarios and understand fully what it actually means to be stranded at sea. Once we had that down, it was time to move in to navigation.
Or you can just hit navigate here, which is...
How do you navigate when there's no land in sight? How do you track massive cargo ships crossing your route at 20 knots? We learned how to read their projected courses, identify potential collision risks, and radio ahead to let them know exactly where our tiny little rowboat would be. And of course, there were the living arrangements. We had to familiarize ourselves with everything on board. Where we'd sleep, where the safety gear was stored, how much room we actually had for supplies.
What else do you want to put down there?
Once all those boxes were checked, it was finally time to make our way to Barcelona. A gorgeous morning, around 8 o'clock almost. We're headed over to the port and we're about to meet the team. We're gonna get out on the boats, we're gonna try on our gear for the first time, make sure our food is all set up, just have a little bit more time on the water as a team so we can get coordinated and see each other's grooves, and then we'll be off. Once the whole team made it to Port de Barcelona, it was time for a quick inventory of all our gear. We had our medical equipment, cooking supplies, emergency flares, our toiletries, and our repair tools. We also agreed to bring one bag per teammate of our own personal belongings. Just the essential gadgets, of course.
Yeah. Show me. Wait, it keeps going. Look how big it is.
So like you can literally like roll with that.
Like you can put some food. Could I give you what I'm doing?
And of course, we had to refuel. We packed a ton of electrolytes, nutrition replacement, and freeze-dried meals. Enough for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a dessert for each girl for every day we'd be out on the water. And since we'd only be gone for 4 days, we added a bunch of fresh food.
We got like chips, bananas, fruit.
And let's not forget to hydrate. We packed almost 60 1-liter jugs of water per person. When the loading was complete, we had our last big Noman safety briefing. And then we were off to bed for an early morning out on the med.
It's 5 a.m. of race day, morning time. So, and go to the boat and take off. Goodbye to hotel bed or bathroom for 3 or 4 days.
The big race day is finally here. I had a difficult time sleeping last night. I think I was just really excited. I maybe got like 4 hours of sleep.
Good luck. See you there. Good luck, girls. See you there. Take care.
Enjoy it. Be safe. We're about to leave in about 10 or 15 minutes. We're gonna head out there on the water. So hopefully I'll see you guys in Ibiza. Those are our friends. We got 4 boats total. No, I don't think so either. Yeah.
Camille, you ready? Yep.
Tammy, you ready?
Woo!
And we're off. All right.
Can you just tell me about the...
Yes, I will. So right now we're leaving the harbor. And we're headed to the race start line. That's where they're gonna actually sound off a gun, and that's when we officially embark and start our route. We're actually going quite fast, Kemi, compared to them. We're game. Yeah, you are.
And once you get me going, okay, don't stop.
I know. I feel that.
You're now about to embark on the fun part. We as your support group wish you all a safe and swift crossing, and we're looking forward to party time at the other end. Woo! Please stand by for the 5-minute warning horn. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And there we go! We were off. We had about 200 miles before we would touch land again. And before I started my first shift, we headed south towards our first waypoint, out of the main shipping channel and hopefully away from all of the massive cargo ships. So one of our first big tasks is to cross this big shipping channel. So we're still really close to the port that we just left in Barcelona, and they gave us essentially what's called a waypoint, which is a specific location on the water that we're supposed to row to, and then we switch to a new waypoint. So we just have continuous slow line of dots to follow. And right now, one of the ones we have to is crossing this shipping channel. All these ferries are waiting to get into a major port. We decided to work in 2-hour shifts. 2 hours on, 2 hours off for the next 3 to 4 days straight, where every hour on the hour, only one person would swap out. That way, each of us could row with new people. And sure enough, as we approached mid-afternoon on our first day, my first shift was up. It was on to my next task: cook everyone their first meal.
I'm gonna do the mushroom risotto.
If you've ever been camping, you've probably seen one of the things I'm holding. It's called a jet boil. It's basically a little propane stove specialized in heating up water. And for ocean rowing, we've attached a nice little gimbal so that while the team is rowing and someone on break is cooking, hopefully we all don't get splashed with a bunch of boiling water.
But be aware that scalding is one of the most common ailments that have affected ocean rowers through the years. That water comes out that little stove pretty much at boiling point, so just be really careful.
Luckily for us, our first meal was a success.
I'm pretty good.
And thank goodness, because after the fuel up, it was right back on the oars for me. So far, conditions were looking good and spirits were high.
The vibes are good, guys. Soon we will not see the shore.
But you can't row 200 miles nonstop without a few bumps in the road. Or should we say sticks in the water?
Look, you can see like piles of them. You see all the piles of brown? What the heck's going on here? Oh, it's like a whole ass tree. Yeah, but there's so much of it.
Hey, what the way we were tired?
What is this?
We have a bamboo stick stuck to our rudder that we have to pull out. This is where our rudder is. This is creating a drag and then making it hard for us. We're like 6 or 7 hours in. Let me get this thing off of us.
So it turns out we had a companion for a good chunk of our row.
Are you kidding me?
How long have we been dragging this?
That stick was preventing us from turning our rudder in order to steer our boat on course. So after a good laugh and a quick repair, we removed the stick. Now we were on our way yet again, really getting into our team groove.
All right, girls. Yeah. We can send it out.
And speaking of team, it's about time I introduced you.
We'll take it to Ibiza with us.
That's Kimmy, a real speed demon.
We're game. Yeah, you are.
And a real adrenaline junkie. How'd she prepare for this race, you might ask? Well, training and competing in a half Ironman, of course. And this champion right here is Sarah. And when I say champion, I mean literally.
The aim for the women's squad is to get every seat that we can qualified for the Olympics.
Sarah was on Great Britain's rowing squad in the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. And last, but certainly not least, is Tammy. After signing up just under the wire, saving Camille, Sarah, and I from rowing our boat as a three-man team, with no rowing experience, just like me, Tammy shared in that no adventure too big type of attitude. Somehow, 4 strangers had turned into a team, and we were about to find out what that really meant, because our first night at sea was fast approaching.
Officially awake from my first nap. It's dark outside. I haven't really gotten a ton of good sleep yet. Not that it's not comfortable to sleep, it's just been hard to fall asleep fully. It's just like my mind's really active, but I just try to feed myself before I get out there. Just like easing myself into it. I'll start in 20 minutes.
Do you mind if I move my feet?
We're doing it, guys. I am having fun.
I am as well.
Yeah.
But I prefer keeping having fun.
Yeah, agreed.
Than having regular shift.
It's 2 in the morning, and one of our teammates is pretty seasick. So we decided that we would take the 4 people shifts that we were doing and turn them into 3 so that she can rest and recover. But the water is insanely calm, the moon is beautiful and makes everything super bright, and we're, I think, in pretty good spirits overall. Even our teammate with seasickness, she's being an absolute trooper, so hopefully if we're able to get her to sleep through the night, she will be able to recover and join us in the morning time.
It's getting close to the full 24-hour mark. I just woke up from my nap shift and I'm officially feeling all the effects that everyone says. I'm starting to feel pretty sore on my bum, and I think when I start rowing I'll wake up. Up. And there goes my watch. Just finished my night shift. It was after some change-ups and things start feeling good. I hit a wall there, and then 15 minutes afterwards, now the sun's risen, and I'm like fine again. But I'm absolutely about to knock out.
We had successfully made it through our first night together at sea. But with the teammate down and a strong headwind in our future, we had a long way left to go.
Oh, I want to dip my head in here.
With every passing hour, the wind built, blowing straight into our nose. By mid-afternoon, we had only managed to fight 10 miles closer to land when another snafu hit. We had a run-in with another cargo ship.
Where is it?
You can see it right there. Look at this freaking guy.
No, Captain Brooke can give it to me.
After giving the ship a quick holler on the radio, we were safe and back on our way.
Captain Brooke. Captain Brooke and their commands. Well done.
But even though we kept our spirits high, we had more trouble ahead.
So it's just completely detached right there.
One of our foot straps snapped, and within the 30 minutes it took us to make that repair, the wind continued to push us back. Just like that, we lost one of the precious miles we'd fought so hard to gain, with only a few hours left of sunlight, and our support yacht decided it was time to pay us a visit.
Freedom, this is Danielle. Over.
Hi Danielle, that's great to hear. We're going to
So right now they're gonna get their little dinghy and climb aboard for a quick chat.
What do you think is realistic progress that we could make this evening with the change in the winds? Because it's gonna start blowing southwest, right?
Yeah, which is on the nose, isn't it?
Yeah.
Heading, you know.
If we stay as we are, what's the realistic chances of getting in before Sunday and next week?
No, because in these conditions it takes a lot of effort for very little reward. I totally get that. And the races are collective. Just give you a little bit of a boost and a rest. We could basically get you on tow on our boat, take you across, and you could come up as a 2 overnight and then carry on first like tomorrow.
And Sarah, how are you feeling? What is your gut telling you that's like safe for you?
She said the only good position are when she's like this, or just rolling.
Yeah.
Okay.
After some slightly tense conversation, we'd come to a team decision.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems like. Yeah.
With the winds picking up in the forecast, we wouldn't be able to get David's boats back in time for the return racers.
Oh, okay.
So we agreed as a team, tonight we would take an assist from the support yacht, allowing the girls to get some much-needed recovery and regain the miles we had lost. Come sunrise, we'd be set loose for another day at sea to continue our race.
Good morning.
No, yeah.
I didn't think I would because I just didn't seem like I could get comfortable, but at some point we were so tired we just went,
No.
Thank you. Hopefully now we see you in Ibiza.
Yeah.
Not before.
Agreed. By morning, we'd made up the miles we'd lost, and we were officially set loose. But with 40 miles still between us and land, one more grueling day of wind stood in our way. The winds and the waves are pretty brutal right now, pretty gnarly. But every single other team, all 3 of the 4 teams are under tow right now, except for us. So we've been maintaining as best we can. I think we actually got into our groove now compared to yesterday. So even though the conditions are worse, I think we're doing much better. So hopefully there's some relief from some of these conditions and that they will improve as the evening goes on. Have you been able to keep your food down, Sarah? You're feeling okay?
I was gonna like to the last shift this one.
Okay. No, you're fine.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh. This dolphin, I think we knew we needed a morale boost. Maybe we'll see some more along the way. Even with our good omens, the winds didn't improve. and we had only inched our way closer to Ibiza. So sure enough, as sunset loomed, our support yacht stopped by for one last chat.
Oh, okay, yeah, there's just nothing you can really do, like, when the winds turn to the headwinds.
Yeah.
I was saying to prepare, like, they're a bit defeated that they've had to be towed so much, but I said to them, like, can't beat the weather.
Yeah. I didn't know what they were, but
We were about 30 miles offshore, so close to our finish line. But at our current pace of 1 mile per hour, there was a tough call to make. And that's when the weight of this challenge really hit me. Today's tow was a very difficult decision because I just wanted to do this to prove to myself that I could do it all the way through and to ask for help twice. And I don't want to let anyone down who we've worked for the fundraiser part of this. Like, how to contribute, or like me being able to get over and trust my body again with everything that I've gone through and the cancer this year. I'm okay now. It was a lot to make that decision, and I know the girls are like really proud to be on their team with them and like proud to be competing in this, but it really took a lot out of me to not be able to finish this all the way through without any help. And every single other boat has been towed now, and we need to get there so that the other people can compete. So I just have to remind myself that, like, I'm proud that I've done this and not feel like I let myself down for not completing it the way that I wanted to. Keep on pushing because we still do have a lot of miles left to go, and the conditions are very challenging even though they've improved. We're moving like 1 knot an hour. But anyway, so I think it's gonna be a good day tomorrow, and I think I'm gonna feel good when I get into Ibiza, and I just have to like let it sit, you know. This last and final tow would help us reach Ibiza and get a few additional hours of sleep. So it's about 9:30 on Wednesday night. Am I tired from how much rowing today? And this thing is like really rocking me to sleep. But it's super beautiful right now. The stars are being insane. And soon enough, we'd finally made it in sight of land with a fresh new attitude for the last stretch of our row.
We got a little friend at night time. Yeah. Looky. Can I tell you?
Despite the wind, the tows, the cancer, and everything in between, we did it.
and it was time to celebrate in true Ibiza fashion. The row was over, but the impact was lasting. I'd found some pretty incredible friends out in the Med, and somewhere along the way, I'd found myself too. And the truth is, you can too. No matter what you're battling with, if you choose to put joy first in your life every day, you might be surprised where you end up. So go try that thing you've been questioning, celebrate with your friends, get that trip out of the group chat, and maybe subscribe for a little more joy.